What's going on, guys? Brian here, and we are back with another Dead Frontier video, but I'm not playing Dead Frontier. Today we are going to talk about the question that everybody's asking: is Dead Frontier dead? And along with this discussion, more towards the end, we're also going to be talking about something else that has to do with my YouTube channel and a lot of other Dead Frontier YouTubers' YouTube channel, and just smaller YouTubers in general. But for right now, let's get into Dead Frontier and is it dead? Now, given permission by the original poster of this, I have screenshotted a picture of a post that I don't remember your username, dude. I'm sorry. You'll see it here in a second. But he asked the general question: can Dead Frontier 2 basically live up to the hype? Or Dead Frontier 2 live up to the hype? Will Dead Frontier 1, die down? So let's just go ahead and take a look at the screenshot that I took of the original post. Alright, so this gentleman's name is Droid, or II5. How are we so sure DF2 won't be a flop is the title. And he says, I'm not sure about how many games Neil has come out with. I'm pretty sure that there's a few other games that he's made. But my question is, will Dead Frontier 2 take over Dead Frontier 3D? And I'm going to kind of try to break this down. So let's talk about this first question. He wants to know, will Dead Frontier 2 take over for Dead Frontier 3D? And this is all coming from personal, more of a biased opinion. Well, it is my opinion. I don't care how you look at it. It's my opinion. But I do not believe that at first it will take over Dead Frontier 3D. Dead Frontier 2 has literally been one of the biggest hypes of Dead Frontier history. And this game's been around for 10 years. And you got to understand that there was some kind of rumor about this long before Neil even posted any kind of hints about it. So generally, we're looking at a time frame of like 4 to 5 years where we knew something like this would happen, or we were expecting something like this to happen. But it's taken 4 to 5 years to make this happen, which is going to lead into other questions later and other concerns. But will Dead Frontier 2 take over 3D? I don't think so. I don't think so at first. I think a lot of people are going to be very skeptical of 3D, or not 3D, I'm sorry, of DF2. There's obviously going to be a lot of issues. There's going to be a lot of, what happened to this, what happened to that. The market is going to be completely and utterly insane at first. We know this is going to happen. A lot of people are probably going to lose money, including real life money, depending on whatever is for sale, whatever. But in the long run, no, I don't believe it will be. I think Neil has realized that this is his make it or break it. I think Neil realized that DF1 was struggling as it always has, and he's not making that much money off of it anymore. And it is slowly dwindling down, or maybe not dwindling down like fast, but it's just at like a constant, steady line, and then every now and then it just kind of simmers down a little bit, and bit by bit. So over the years, people have been expecting Dead Frontier 2 to come out, and it's taken this long for it to happen. But in my opinion, no, I don't think that DF2 is going to take over 3D until later on, like far later on. I'm talking like 3-6+ months on. Then he continues on with this post, says, has any of the other projects been popular enough to warrant DF2 will be just as good, if not better, than our current game? There's actually a commenter below that you cannot see. Let's see. It's by Bullshit. I know Bullshit's cool with me, throwing him in this video. He says, the current version of DF is so bad that I'm not entirely sure admin can possibly make a worse game. And I kind of agree with that there, because sorry, I don't mean to sound like Kevin or Team K there. By the way, make sure you check out Team KDF on YouTube. But this game is done. I think Dead Frontier 1 is done. He can't go any further with it. There's so many flaws involved that it's unrepairable, in my opinion. Or if it is, it'd be a whole new project in itself. So honestly, I do think that Dead Frontier 2 is going to be a way better game than DF1 is. But I mean all of this is based on opinion, and I mean, I'm just giving you guys my opinion about this. His next statement is, there are a few players in this game that consider Neil a big letdown. Now, I really hope and I really wish that Neil would either, watch some of my content, or if anything, he watches this specific video, because and I'm not here to kiss ass, but I'm here to let you, or try to justify the fact that he's a letdown or not a letdown here. For a long time, like I said, we've had this idea for DF2 for many years. For a long time, we did consider him a letdown, but that was due to lack of communication. Now, one of the biggest strengths that Neil had going for him when he created DF1 was that he communicated with us. His presence was always around, and if it wasn't him, it was his brother Ian. Ian was always around, and I still think Ian is around, but it was a lack of communication of letting us know what's going on in his personal life. And some of us knew. I mean, there were some people that knew that Neil Neil was growing up. Neil was, and still is, but Neil was a young college student when all this started happening 10 years ago. Neil was just a kid. And he made something that, I mean, to this day, there's 2,000 people on Strong. And he's made millions and millions of dollars off of this game. And he was just a kid. He was either my age or probably younger. I mean, Neil put a lot on his plate, and then he's such an entrepreneur that he wanted to better himself. He wanted to outdo his last, which is something that I can extremely correlate and relate to, being a YouTuber. We always want to strive to outdo our last. And I mean, obviously there's times where I'm lazy and I don't do that, but I mean, we'll get to that at another time. But what happened was Neil grew up, Neil got married, and Neil started a family, which, I mean, it's not selfish at all. He's done this, and I know for a fact that he loves his kids and he loves his wife. And I can say that, and I can have some kind of relation to that now that I'm older. When I was talking to him and his brother, I was like 12 and 13 years old. And now that I'm growing up and I'm becoming a man, and I work, insane hours, and I have my own place now. I have a baby girl on the way that I'm super excited for, and I'm married now. And this all happened real quick, and I'm sure it happened to him the same way. There's a lot of things that we just don't have time for anymore, and as much, what kills us on the inside is the fact that we don't have time to do it. So when we're doing what we're supposed to do versus what we want to do, it's eating us up on the inside. And honestly, it makes me lose focus. It makes me lose focus when I'm at work. It makes me lose focus when I'm at the grocery store, or when I have something else important that I need to do. All I can think about is I want to go home, I want to make some content, do what I love, and produce it and show it to you guys, and try to outdo my last, and become a better YouTuber and entertainer in general. But at the same time, what goes on, the conflict in our head is, we know what we're supposed to do, we're doing it, and we're going to make sure that our family and ourselves are taken care of first. But that is how I justify this. There are a few players in this game that consider Neil a big letdown. I do not think Neil is a big letdown. He suffered with depression, and I can't even imagine what that was like, on top of starting a family, a big family. The man's got a big family now. He's got 2 or 3 kids. Holy shit, dude, you grew up fast. Now he's running this, and now he's working on Dead Frontier 2. I don't think Neil is a big letdown. I think Neil is a man. I think he's a human being. I think he's outdone himself up to this point with what he's dealt with. I think we need to give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I can't say that for you younger guys and gals out there that haven't experienced this part of life yet, but it will happen eventually. All I can do is I hope for the best for you. That's all I can say about that. He goes on to mention, with the new mechanics and rhythm of DF2, that might be a little underwhelming for most, to the point that most players would rather play this DF3D instead. That was a huge mouthful and a lot for my brain to comprehend all at once for some reason. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. Anyways, no, like I said, this correlates with what I said way up before. I think that at the beginning, DF2 will not be as popular as DF1. I think that a lot of people are just going to kind of push it away, tuck it under the rug and wait for it to be better and be the game that we all want it and expect it to be. And obviously, like I said, it's not going to happen at first. We know it's not going to happen at first. Neil himself has said it's not going to happen at first. And we all need to come to an understanding that it takes time, it takes work, and it takes effort, and Neil's giving it his all, and it cannot be produced, boom, right then and there. You're not going to have a fully finished, awesome, perfectly reliable game at first. He doesn't even know how it runs. Because a game could run perfectly fine with just him. It could be his personal best fucking game in the world that he's ever played before. And he's got all the admin rights so he can play God mode and do whatever the hell he wants to. But then you throw a quick 2,000 to 3,000 people online all at once, shit can happen, dude. Like, we've seen servers shut down. We've seen, frantic people spending money. They don't know where the money went and blah, blah, blah. Like, there's a lot of shit that can happen, especially on the grand opening, April 21st, hopefully. Here we go down again. It says, I don't really know the guy, and his skills might be great with top-down games, but how are we so sure that his dynamic 3D closed open world skills are good enough to be excited about or even consider this game as Dead Frontier after the new release? It's not, in all honesty, and I'm really hoping this, it's not going to be Dead Frontier. It's titled Dead Frontier 2, but it's not going to be anything like Dead Frontier 1. Maybe every now and then some of the cosmetics and the guns might be similar or the same, in which that'd be awesome. We obviously want to see some of Dead Frontier 1 implemented in Dead Frontier 2. However, it's not going to be Dead Frontier 1. So I think we need, as players and lovers of this game, we need to get out of our heads that, we already know what to expect, because we don't. We have no idea what to expect. And it's unfair to Neil to have that expectation of, is it going to be just like this game? Is it going to be at least a little bit better than this game? Like, no, it's a whole new game. It's a whole new game. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. And I think we need to start realizing that. He goes, I for one think that we would be excited about the project for hell maybe a few months, but I don't think the game will be good enough to replace this one or even consider this one dead. And I can agree with that statement as well. And I'm not saying that it's going to replace it. Again, with the last thing I said, it's a whole new game. Dead Frontier 1 has and always will be on a steady line and or decline. Dead Frontier 1 is done. Dead Frontier 1 will never go back up. Maybe on the holidays when he does the big bonuses and shit like that, it might go up. Now, what also might happen is he will be so focused on DF2 that all the holiday events and shit like that for DF1 will be gone. It'll be gone. It very well could be, because I know that, obviously he has like a quick we'll pre-release this, and because he always has the same message for Christmas and Halloween and all that shit that he did the year before. But it still takes time, it still takes effort, and it's a lot of work. And all of a sudden, the game generates another 200 to 500 players all at once. Everybody's online at the same time. And it does. It becomes a little bit mind-boggling for a while. And like I said, Dead Frontier 2 is going to be a whole new game. I don't think it's going to replace DF1 by any means. And yeah, I honestly, I've done it for 10 years now. I always come back to Dead Frontier 1. We grew up with this game. A lot of us did. A lot of you guys who are my age, maybe a little bit older, and maybe a little bit younger, we've all grown up with this game. It's addicting. It's fun. Addicting. It's fun. It'll die. It will die. It could be 6 months from now. It could be 10 years from now. It could last on forever. But it'll never have another boost, unfortunately. Then he says, the screenshots are, of course, good, but we know how these tactics work and how they are supposed to look good and interesting for use to say, ooh and ah over. And he says, come on, Neil, you gave an ass shot of a female as one of the screenshots. And those screenshots might not look anything like the real game. And that is unfortunately a real and true tactic that I feel a lot of game developers use. However, Neil is in the hot seat. And I know that a lot of you guys know that. Neil is in the hot seat. He has 2,000 people and probably much more people, many more people looking down at him and expecting this is his either make it or break it game. I really believe that, and I think Neil believes that too, and I'll justify that here in a second with a post that he made. But Uh, I mean, I think Neil's got too much to lose at this point. Like I said, either he's going to make it, he's going to break it, and this, I think DF2 is really going to be the beginning of something great or the fall. He could come back to DF1 and take time to up DF1, but knowing Neil the way I think I know him, given his history and his knowledge about things, I think that if DF2 ultimately fails, he's done. I think he could possibly sell off DF1. He could possibly sell off DF2. But I don't think he's really going to try and focus and hurt himself anymore unless it gains him or benefits him and makes him a better person. Because I think that if this is successful, it will. But if it doesn't, then I think he's going to say, you know what, guys, it's time to put it up. It was a failure. I apologize. And he might hand it off to somebody else, which would be, in my opinion, the better thing to do. But that's way off in the future. We don't know. That's just an opinion, and I'm babbling at this point. I'm just giving that out there. One of the responders, I don't want to say his name. I could. He can't do shit, but I don't have permission, so I'm not going to say his name. Says that DF as it is cannot survive. It's geared toward a very niche market. The graphics are poor. The player base is very small, and it's buggy. Not going into the pay to win since winning is subjective. I believe that DF2 is the only shot Neil has at bringing interest back into the game. I guess he's going to say game, for lack of a better word, franchise. Okay, the franchise. I'm super excited for it. And this I can extremely agree with as well. DF is not surviving. I've said this. DF is not surviving. It's not going up anymore. It's at a steady line, and every now and then it drops a little bit, and it goes steady line again, it drops again. It's never going up. The graphics, I mean, we kind of said the same thing about, 2D. We miss 2D. I really wish that we had the option to play 2D or 3D, and somehow, in some way, it would all work out the same. 2D players could stay with 2D and have the same shit, and he just updated that, and 3D can be 3D, or somehow he can put them together, somehow, some way, which is probably impossible. But I miss 2D. If I could go back to 2D and still make the same amount of experience, use the same guns, and the same implants and everything, I'd go back to 2D in a heartbeat. And with the zombies and everything. But I know that's a whole huge brand new project. So I highly agree with this responder here that said that. Damn, I just realized I forgot to add some music to the background. Anyways, we are looking at the post that Neil made on Facebook. He also has this blog that he posts for the the updates on Different Tier 2. So we're just going to read over this as quick as I can. It's probably going to be a second, but it says progress and release date. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of meaningful progress to report today. The normal cocktail of kids being off school for the holidays, Christmas gatherings, the flu, and our company and personal accounts being due in January basically left me nowhere near as much time to work on DF2 as I planned. So he's busy. The dude's busy. He said, I can tell you that I'm currently working on a notice board mission system, and I hope to have it totally complete before the end of this month. He's still working on it. So, he's just a normal guy. He's got bills to pay, he's got a family, he's got mouths to feed, everything, and he's still taking the time of day to do this. And then he says, still, as time rolls on, I have to admit that the April 21st launch date is starting to look a little shaky, understandably. I still have a lot of features to implement, and even once those are finished, there will still be a lot of work to do in terms of setting up the final server machines, load testing, play testing, balancing, and marketing. There's a couple options here. He gives the options of option A. He can launch the game on the 21st no matter what as early access. Any features that are missing at this time will be implemented after its release. I believe this is easily possible, but it means that the initial game will have less to do. So we won't have that much to do. We'll be lacking a lot of features that we all have been looking at and looking forward to and expecting. And basically what he's saying is we're probably going to get let down a little bit more, if he releases it on the 21st as planned. This means that it'll take a lot longer for the final features to be implemented because he's already got a game up and running, and he can't just shut down the damn game. You can't just shut down 2,000-3,000, possibly 3,000 players all at once. You can't just do that. No doubt get sidetracked with other issues, cheating, abuse, balancing, bugs. let's just be honest, that's going to happen real quick, real early on, and it's going to be harder than fuck to catch. It's going to be harder than hell to stop them. That's just the computer world that we live in today. People hack all the time. They're assholes and pieces of shit, but they do what they do. And Neil can only do what he can to stop them. Some early players may lose interest too quickly and leave before they see the game in its final form. He is passionate. That statement is, some early players may lose interest too quickly and leave before they see the game in its final form. He is concerned about that. He is legitimately worried about it, or he would not have said that shit. I feel like Neil is very passionate about this, and he is really worried that people will just, like I said before, tuck it underneath the rug and shoot away a little bit, and then come back once the game is finally finished or people start talking good enough about the game. Option B, launch the closed beta on the 21st, inviting a good chunk of people, perhaps 2,000. I already like that. I like, because you have had, Neil, at least a loyal 2,000 players for the last 5, 6, 10 years. I think it's been the majority of the same people, but not everyone else. This is similar in ways that works with option A, but because there's not a huge amount of people, it'd be less distracting and less issues to sort out, which would be absolutely true. I mean, he's been running this game for 10 years with a steady 2,000 players. I'm sure he can handle this, and I'm sure he's going to have the drive and motivation to do that even more so at this time, if he chooses option B so far. He said, I should be able to get the final features done much quicker. Awesome. Whilst also learning the new valuable information about the game. So, I mean, he's still learning as he goes. The dude is still learning as he goes. Downside is many people will be unhappy as they have to wait. In addition, video streams of early bugs and issues may cause people to lose interest in the game before they even get to try it. And he's right. People like me, YouTubers, DF YouTubers, will probably hop on all the glitches, the bugs, and the issues first. But as somebody who has put so much time and money and absolutely loves this game as is, I'm not going to belittle this game whatsoever. And like I said, I'm really trying not to kiss ass here, but I hope Neil sees this and listens to me and knows I hope to be one of those players if you choose option B, because I give you the benefit of the doubt. I think this is going to be an amazing game right off the bat. And then his final option is delay the release until it's properly done. This should, in theory, give us the best game possible in the shortest amount of time. My current thinking is an extra 2 months would be more than enough. However, even this cannot be guaranteed, and I am aware that shorter deadlines do make me more focused. I definitely don't want to become the next Star Citizen, delaying the release for a year or more, etc. And I feel you on that one, dude. I absolutely understand you. I honestly haven't decided either way yet. What do you guys reckon? I'd be very interested to hear what you got. The dude is giving us the option to communicate back to him. He is talking to us. For the first time in a very long time, Neil is actually communicating with us individually. He wants to know. He wants the majority vote. He wants to hear us individually and help him make up his mind, because he's uncomfortable doing that by himself. So he's looking towards his loyal and active players to help him. And I think that's awesome. It says, I'll be keeping a close eye on these for the first few days and will do my best to reply as many people as possible. And he did. He's replied out the ass. If you see this on Facebook, make sure you check out Dead Frontier MMO or at official Dead Frontier on Facebook. This is where he's talking and communicating with us. He's actually replied to a ton of people on here. I think that's awesome. And then he says, if you'd like to stay up to date with the F2 developments, please sign up for the mailing list, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to the Reddit forum. And then he gives us a link. I'm sure you can't see it, but and all in all, I really do believe that Neil is extremely passionate about this, and he understands this is his make it or break it moment. I personally like option C, or not C, I'm sorry, B. If you read over that, it gives the people like me who've been waiting for so long and playing for so long the option to play it, but know that he's still working on it. And I think a lot of us can understand that and be fair enough to that, and play and know that it's not finished, but he's currently working on it. I think that DF2 is living up to its hype so far. I think just the fact that Neil's talking to us is helping out a lot tremendously. If he just did this with DF1 to begin with for the last 5, 6, 10 years, the game would be a lot bigger. I think the more personal you are, and it's hard. It's so hard. I have almost 700 subscribers, and I can tell you, it is so hard to be in contact with you one-on-one individually all the time. It is not that easy. I know a lot of you guys want to, and I want to as well, but man, it's hard. It's possible, but damn, it's hard. I can't imagine what 2,000 people it would be like. And with the release of DF2, who knows? Like I said before, there might be a huge, bigger audience. There might be more than just 2,000. There might be 3,000, 4,000 people. Creepy Corpse as a company has gotten a lot bigger over the last couple of years. So I honestly, we have no idea what's in it for Neil and what's in it for DF2, and I think we all just need to grit our teeth, sit back, relax, and just hope that Neil is successful in his journey personally. And I do. I really hope that you're successful in your journey, Neil, because it's not just going to be for you, but you're going to be benefiting yourself, your family, your livelihood, and us, and you're going to be making us happy. You're going to be helping me make some content, and I'd absolutely love that. So keep working, man. Keep working your ass off. Now, the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about is more on a personal note. It has to do with the YouTube channel. As you can see, this picture that I have screenshotted here, this was an email sent out to me today, and this isn't just, I mean, I say personal, but it's not just me. It's, well, if you read it, it's for any and everybody who has a channel that's less than 1,000 subscribers or doesn't have a viral video, basically. And it reads, brydonrich. Today we're announcing changes to the YouTube Partner Program. While our goal remains to keep the YouTube Partner Program open to as many channels as possible, we recognize that we need to, more safeguards in place to protect our creator revenues across the YouTube ecosystem. What's changing? Under the new eligibility requirements announced today, your YouTube channel, brydonrich, is no longer eligible for monetization. Now, for those who don't know what monetization is, that is the way that YouTubers make money on YouTube. What happens is when you click on one of our videos, a quick 5 to 30 second ad will play, and I mean, typically you can choose where to skip it or not. But just because the ad pops up in front of you, we get paid. We get like maybe a penny, sometimes half a penny. I'm just being honest with you. We don't make shit. Especially if you're as small as me, you don't make anything. And I came to the realization about a month ago that it's pointless for me to monetize because there's been so much drama and BS on YouTube. You may or may not be aware of it, but there's been so much drama and shit with the YouTube and the creators and the CEOs of YouTube that they're making it so much harder for people to get started on this platform. I mean, absolutely, it's very it's harmful, it's hurtful. But I knew a month ago that they kept unmonetizing my videos, so I stopped monetizing my videos. I mean, every now and then I'll try to monetize one. My live streams, I think, are automatically monetized, but if you go and look at my videos, they're all demonetized. Like, all of my videos are demonetized. Maybe a few that have like 25 views or something like that. So I quit trying to make money off of views and everything, and I'm really trying to make content just to make content. I love doing this. I love growing audience. I love talking with you guys. I love talking to all you new guys. And I love hearing your feedback to me about how you feel about the channel and everything, and where I'm going and how I'm doing, and with editing and all that other bullshit. But now, say that my livelihood was set on, or I'm somebody who's crazy and sporadic and quit my job and was 100% focusing on YouTube. They just made it 100 times harder to go anywhere or do anything. And a YouTube partnership, the way it works is when you partner up with YouTube and you click on make me YouTube partner, or whatever the hell that button is, basically when you monetize your videos, they push your video out a little bit more, so you get a little bit more views, you get a little bit more revenue, versus if you're like, well, me now, where you don't make anything at all. When your videos get demonetized, they don't push your video out, so your subscribers are the ones basically who see this video, and there's very few recommended people that see the video. And now they've made it way harder for my channel and videos to be seen by people who are unaware of me, that's never heard of me, or thought about putting in my username or my link in their computer or on their browser. Now basically I'm going off of hopes and dreams and hoping that you guys help me at this point, like more than ever. I am now more relied on you guys more than ever, and I really hope that you guys understand. I want to do something big one day. I want my name to be known for something great. I'm not worried about the money or the fame. It's more like I want to make a change. I want to make people smile. I've dealt with a lot of sadness and depression and a lot of similar things like that all my life, and I'm tired of it. I'm really tired of it, and this makes me happy to make videos and to entertain you guys, and I really want to keep doing it. And I don't like that YouTube is basically saying, well, if you're nothing, you'll never amount to nothing. They're saying if you don't make a a viral awesome video real quick, then you'll probably never be anything. And I don't like that. I think that if you believe in something and you work on it and put your heart into it, eventually it'll get you somewhere. But man, they are really trying to make that impossible right now. So all my monetized videos that are monetized will be demonetized by February 20th. I mean, I have to wait till 1,000 subscribers to get a sponsorship legally by YouTube, and I mean, be able to monetize my videos. So I haven't done it in a long time, but now you know for a fact I'm not making any money off you guys. I'm just doing this pure, sport with hopes and dreams that I can grow a huge audience and make a change and make people happy. That's all I've been really focused on wanting to do. And I've had that mentality for a while now. But I just want to say I love you guys so much. I really do. I really do appreciate. I say it in all my videos, but man, I really do appreciate you guys way more than you understand. And I love talking to you guys, each and every one of you guys, and all the new subscribers. Man, I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, man. I really do appreciate it because you're helping me. You're helping this cause. But that's all I got. I know I babbled on for probably like a half hour now, but man, just keep grinding, man. Just keep grinding. Believe in Neil. Defront 2 is coming. Defront Tier 2 is coming a lot faster than I anticipated. My baby's coming in 2 months, and Defront Tier is coming in 3. So a lot of things happen really fast. I don't know what else to say, man. I love you guys, and thank you so much. Thank you for letting me be a part of this and helping me grow. It means the world to me. And yeah, guys, just thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.